what's the immediate fallout and the ramifications, do you think, as the season progresses right now? Forget the playoffs for now, just
Yeah.
the next few weeks and months.
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing that we have to talk about, I was over at practice earlier today and reflected to a couple of people to just see if they had witnessed it all and kind of felt the same things that I did. And what I said was, okay, I'm going on with David and Marcus today. And it felt to me like there was almost two different realities where every day or every other day, all of us here in Philly were reading about all of this drama that was going on. But all of us here in Philly didn't feel any of that drama. It was almost like we were reading about something that we were a part of and was supposed to be happening, but it wasn't really.
Right.
And I mean that sincerely. I was here 3 years ago when the Ben stuff happened, and that felt very different. So, credit to the players who I think grew from the experience of going through that a couple years ago. Huge credit to Nick Nurse and his new staff who have just done a fantastic job keeping it, as Tyrese Maxey said, keeping the main thing the main thing. And that is, we got a new staff. We got these great players who are here and want to be here. How do we get each other up to speed on each other as quickly as possible? And then, as you said, credit to Daryl, credit to Elton, credit to everybody in that front office for, I think, realizing what they could potentially have this year in Philly and saying, okay, we don't have as much leverage. It'd probably be better if we waited to get better things or players, but I think we need to turn this page right now and just give these guys as long of a runway to get going as possible. And like you said, I mean, while Al and I were calling the game last night, Nick Batum made his debut for the Sixers. Rocco, Robert Covington back here in Philly. Marcus Morris, I've always been a huge fan of his. He's obviously from Philly. And then KJ Martin. I love the pieces we got. Now, I don't know what they're going to produce, but I think that's the big thing that we have to start with, that it doesn't feel like this huge weight is gone or the drama is over. It just feels like, sweet, okay, now we can really move on. They were already doing such a great job compartmentalizing, but now we know, and now it's time for Tyrese to go. It's time for Joel to go. Tobias has more space to grow this year. And then, like you said, we have all this depth. Kelly Oubre Jr. I mean, Marcus and I obviously covered the Warriors a couple years ago, but we're 6 games in, so this is obviously too early to know. But 6 games in, he's the steal of the offseason. And I think the big thing to me, having covered the Warriors for so many years while they were winning the championships with Marcus in the Bay Area, I came to see that there is superstar players, and then there is great fit and puzzle pieces who work around those superstar players. And they can look different every single year. Right? Some years they're going to look like a Sean Livingston. Some years it's going to be an Andrew Bogut. Some years it's going to be Otto Porter. But the fit is, again, another feeling. And so far this season, again, just year 3, and then I'll lay out and let you guys get in after this. But this is the best feeling and fit around a team as far as the Sixers are concerned in my 3 years here. They seem to be having a fantastic time with each other. They're obviously still learning Nick's system on both sides of the ball, but I love the movement. Everybody's involved. The energy is high, not just in games, but in the practice. They just go in practice. Practices are short, they're quick, they're tight, and the guys are having a blast the whole time, it seems like. So I'm really excited, and I wish the best for James too, because I wasn't sure what we were going to get when he landed in Philly a year and a half ago, but he was fantastic to me and everyone I've spoken to. So I wish him the best in LA, but I think this is actually a great place for the Sixers to be in as well.
Well, one of the reasons I think so, this is my outside perspective, it feels like the players those complimentary players are mature, they're veterans, they've been through some things. It kind of helps. And to me, like the star of that, I'm not falling for the Kelly Oubre banana in the tailpipe yet. He already got me once.
I know.
I agree. He looks incredible.
I'm not either.
But to me, like one of the player who kind of embodies that is DeAnthony Melton. I thought he was a huge piece. I can't believe Memphis gave up on him back in the day. But and he's obviously not shooting the ball great, but you know, what Philly has always needed is to not sacrifice offense for defense or vice versa. How critical is a guy who can go out there, guard, make some shots, create some stuff off the dribble. He might get a little bit over his head sometimes, but he feels like the perfect middle between the star and the back of the bench.
Oh, it's like you guys know basketball. I'm so glad you brought up D-Mel because I was just talking about him this morning too. I mean, not only is he one of my favorite dudes on the team because just such a light about him. And he is that glue guy with way more talent than a glue guy usually has.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
he truly does not care about individual accolades. If he scores 33 like he did against the Lakers last year, goes off for a career high, great. If he scores 2 points, has 2 blocks, 3 steals, but he shuts down the other 2 best dudes on the other team, he's happy. Like he does not care about any of that. He wants to play basketball. He loves basketball. He's really good friends with Tyrese Maxey. He fits so well. And on the note that you were just saying about the offense, like I loved PJ Tucker. I'm sad that he was a part of that trade. He's such a fun, great dude. But his offense now isn't what it was even 4 or 5 years ago, right? So guys could sag off and challenge him to shoot that three. Look at the Sixers starting 5 right now. And I don't know if it's going to look like this even next week, but Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. Okay, I'm probably not letting any of those guys shoot. So who are the other 2 dudes on the floor? Well, Kelly Oubre, who's off to a scorching hot start. Granted, we don't know if that stays. Okay, let's not guard DeAnthony Melton. Well, they didn't do that last night because DeAnthony hasn't been playing that well. Well, he dropped 14 in the first half and was 4 of 5 from 3. So, like, where's the missing piece in the starting lineup? It doesn't exist anymore. So I'm right there with you, Marcus. I think he is a perfect fit. I thought that was the steal of the draft 2 years ago when Morey flipped a pick and Danny Green to Memphis. I had no idea what they were thinking, but I said, thank you very much. And I hope that he's here for a really long time because he is willing to do whatever. If you need me to shoot more and score more tonight, I will do that. If you need me to not get anything on the stat sheet, but just do my best to frustrate and shut down a couple of the dudes on the other team. Okay. His assist numbers are up. He's averaging a career high in assists so far through, again, just 6 games. But so he knows, okay, I'm going to get other guys involved. My shot isn't falling. I'm going to do whatever I can to help Joel and Tyrese keep going. So yeah, he is a huge piece of this puzzle if it continues to fit together and look as good as it has through these first 6 games.